again. So start down at the bottom. Have your weights handy and just carefully make your way all the way onto your backs. Make sure your head is on as well as your tail. Go ahead and just take your arms out wide and hang out here for a couple of breaths, allowing that pec attachment to release here. Connect with your breath, maybe squirm around a little bit to feel the discrepancies in the spine. Your spine should be lined here, but for me, this left side, SI joint area is feeling higher than the right, so I'm just going to squirm until I feel length through both sides of my waistline, heavy through the ribs, space around the neck, and then even though my arms are out and I'm creating a stretch for my shoulders, you also don't want the shoulders to be up here for the stretch because it shortens your neck. So roll the shoulders down your back and then extend the arms out from there. If your hands don't touch the floor, don't force it. If you're feeling tight in a spot, you can always bend your elbows a little bit to release some of that, that lever so it's not quite as deep of a stretch. Just kind of find your happy place and then begin breathing. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of your mouth. When you inhale, your rib cage expands east and west, so it's a 3D breath. It's not just a up and down, it's all the way around. So inhale, fill up, and then exhale, compress the rib cage, draw the ribs in. Should feel a little more active through the stomach on the exhalations. Do a couple more rounds of breaths there. And then draw the arms over your chest with the palms facing one another. My shoulders are melting around the foam roller. Just a nice inversion for your hands, the arms. Staying long through the waist still and wide through the shoulder girdle. So even though my arms are reaching, I haven't closed my chest off. Keeping your rib cage heavy against the foam roller, just reach your arms back, biceps with the ears, thumbs towards the floor. On your exhale, bring the arms up over your chest with the palms facing one another. Bring your fingertips down to the floor. So here is where a lot of times in class this roll forward happens, or you bring your arms in too tight. I know it's intuitive to want to grip the floor, put your elbows down. When that happens, though, you create neck tension, shoulder tension. That doesn't do your balance any favors. So imagine you're doing an ab prep and you're locking your ribs onto your hips, and then just drop the fingers there. Right knee up to table, left knee up to table. Inner thighs are glued, spine is long, neck is long, fingertips only on the floor. Just play around with that. The worst thing that could happen is you fall off your foam roller and you hit the floor. I'm pretty sure your foam rollers aren't elevated any higher than the floor, so it's not that far to fall. Alternating toe tap, so taking the right toes down towards the mat. You don't have to touch. Exhale, draw the toes up. Left leg goes, belly draws it up. Taking your time here, really focusing on your breath and feeling that connection to your core. So as we move on to standing balancing work, stability work, your core is your best friend. So find it and use it. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Inhale, tap. Lift. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, left leg. Exhale, use your belly. Extend the knees, best effort. My hamstrings are tight today, so I'm not fully extending my knees. I'm doing the best I can right this second. I'm gonna flex my feet, point my toes, maybe circle my feet around on my ankle. Then make your way back into tight thighs, tabletop legs, double leg toe tap. So it's towards the floor, right about there. Any further, and then I'm gonna lose my low back rib connection to the roller. And then I'm using my breath, my belly to pull the legs back to table. So inhale to tap. Exhale, abs bring it up. Think down for 2. Exhale, up for 2. So really connect to the core. Down, down. Exhale, up, up. Take your time lowering the legs. Pull in with the belly to lift. Down, down, up, up. Down, down. Exhale, up, up. 2 more. Lower for 2. Exhale, lift for 2. Lower for 2. Exhale, lift for 2. Extend the knees at the top. A little more length this time. And then gently bend the knees, right foot down to the mat, left foot down to the mat. My heels are still in line, so if I were to straighten my knee out, it's hip, knee, ankle alignment, and I just bend my knee and place my foot down. You don't want your feet too wide or your legs too sprawled, so still in alignment. Fingertips on the floor, pull up into a bridge. So plant firmly through all 10 toes and roll your spine off the roller bridge. It's not a huge lift because we're already elevated. So a few inches off the foam roller, and then you melt back down through the spine to come back into your neutral position. Inhale, exhale, peel it up and off. And then exhale to roll back down. So it's a breath and a half. It's inhale, up, and back down. Actually 2 breaths. Inhale to lift, or exhale to lift, sorry. Inhale at the top, exhale to roll back down. One more time. Inhale, exhale, peel up. Breathe in at the top, and then exhale to roll back down. Just loosening up the low back, the spine. Now moving into ab prep. So you want to do that little chin nod to keep your head connected to the roller. Drop your chin down. Head, neck, and shoulders come up. Your fingertips are reaching for your ankles. Your belly is flat. You release down and release your hands back down. Inhale, nod your chin. Exhale, lift head, neck, and shoulders up. And carefully roll back down. Inhale, chin. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders. You're reaching, you're locking your rib onto your hips. Your triceps are active. And you slowly roll back down. One more. Inhale, nod. Exhale, ab prep. And then slowly release back down. You're going to keep your fingertips on the floor. Right leg to table, left leg to table. Your thighs are glued. Now option here is you can keep your head, neck, and shoulders down and go through the leg motions. If you want to practice or challenge yourself a little bit more, you can add the ab prep to this series. So fingertips are down, legs up to table, nod your chin, ab prep if you want, or keep your head, neck, and shoulders down. Single leg stretch. So I'm up in my ab prep, my fingertips are only on the floor, and I press right leg away, exhale left, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more time, both knees in, rest your head down, right foot down, left foot down in line with your bottom, hands behind your head, elbows slightly forward of your shoulders. Ab prep, and then oblique rotation, so rotate right, inhale, exhale, left, exhale, right, exhale, left. So small movement, otherwise you fall off the foam roller. So you're just superly isolating that oblique. Exhale, 4, 3, exhale, 2. One more time, back through center. Gently release your head down, bring the arms back down to the floor, fingertips down. Right leg to table, left leg joins it. Head, neck, and shoulders come up. Double leg stretches. So Not going super low so that I can keep my spine connected. Double legs out and in. Exhale, 2. Flatten your tummy, stay connected, 3. Exhale, 4, 5, 6. If this is too much, you can always lay your head down and still feel the work in the belly. Just want to maintain tight, heavy rib cage connection wherever you are. 2 more. 1 more. Bend your knees, rest your head. Extend the knees up in the air for leg scissors. Again, keep your head down or come up into ab prep. It's all up to you. Be respectful of your spine. Keep it connected to the roller in whatever position. So ab prep, right leg, left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Legs up, head down, knees bent, right foot, left foot, and then just carefully sit yourself up and turn the roller perpendicular to the top of your mat. So a quick ab series that was to wake up the core, get your body kind of like, oh, good morning abs. Because as I said, your abs are your best friends. I'm on my stomach, my legs are separated hip width. The roller is at the top of my mat, and it's resting not on my elbow, just forward of my elbow. Arms are long and wide. Head is neutral. My shoulders are elevated here, so they're lifted up towards my ears. Step 1 is to pull the shoulders into my back pockets. Step 2 is to tuck my tailbone to create length for my low back. Step 3, I lift my chest, the roller comes towards me. Get a nice stretch here, but I make sure I can turn my head side to side. And then I lengthen back forward. So step 1, drop the shoulders. Step 2, tuck your tail. Step 3, inhale, lift your chest. And then back down you go. Shoulders, tailbone, inhale, chest. Lengthen to lower back down. Couple more. Shoulders, tailbone, and chest. If the roller doesn't feel good, you can keep your hands on the floor. It's the same thing. It's shoulders, tailbone, chest. And then lengthen to lower back down. One more time. Shoulders, tailbone, inhale, chest up. And then gently release down. Hands come behind the roller. Sit back for a quick shell stretch. Say that 5 times fast. And then a little spinal rotation. So the roller's going to go perpendicular to the long edge of my mat. I'm going to lay on my left side. My right knee and ankle come onto the roller. So have your head up so you can check this out. Here's my hip, here's my knee. They're in a line, so that's a 90-degree angle. And then from my knee to my ankle is a 90-degree angle. So adjust the roller to make sure that's happening. Then you're going to take your right arm, your top arm, grab your bottom left wrist, and pull yourself out long through the waistline. Rest your head on your left bicep. Right arm is forward of my body, in line with my shoulder. I bring the arm up towards the ceiling, and then I float it behind me, keeping my knee and my ankle static and rotating through my thoracic spine. So it's around, arm comes back up, and it floats forward. Careful when you come forward that you're not it's not bedtime rolling around. It resembles a nice comfortable bed position, but you're really not. Arm reaches. And you open out. Neck stays nice and long and neutral. Arm up and forward. One more time, up and open wide. And then come back through center. Use the right hand as a guide. The transition is a seated position. So right leg is forward of my left in this little not Indian style, not cross-legged, but little puzzle feet. So my left toes are in that right knee pit area. Rollers forward of me. I'm seated on my sits bones and I'm just gonna extend out long. And then carefully roll up through your spine and transition onto your right side. Left knee and ankle place on the foam roller. Stretch out long through your waistline. Left hand grabs that right wrist and you pull your waistline, your rib cage out long. And you take your left arm forward of your body. Inhale to the sky. Open behind you. Support your neck with your hand or with your bicep. Exhale, arm comes forward, but you come back to alignment. Inhale high and open out. Again, knee and ankle stay static. It's a thoracic spine rotation. One more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arm up, and then left hand is your guide to bring yourself up to seated in that cross-legged position or that puzzle leg position. Left leg is forward, left is forward. Sits bones are rooted, hands come down to your foam roller, and you just push forward into that low back hip release. And then slowly, gently stack up into the spine. Move the roller out of the way and come on to hands and knees in tabletop position. Aligning your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your knees, and your hips, and just kind of squirm a little bit here. Push into that right hip, push into the left hip. Stay nice and firm through your waistline, or through your hand rather. Tucking the toes under. You're gonna push up into a quick little down dog stretch for calves, Achilles. This is too much for any part of your body. Push up into just a ragdoll style hang. You're still getting the stretch for the hamstrings, maybe not as much for the calves, but you're still feeling some relief for the backs of the legs. And then you're going to just carefully come back through into tabletop position. So mobilizing the spine just a little bit more, still staying mindful and respectful of your alignment. Knees stay rooted. Rib cage is what's moving, so your hips aren't going to move here. You're going to take your right arm out to the right. Open up as wide as you can manage without your hips rotating. So right arm goes up and up, but my hips aren't moving with it, so both knees stay rooted. So it's inhale and down. Left arm out, rotate open, and down. Right arm inhale, and down. Left arm inhale, and down. One more to each side. Right arm and down. Left arm inhale and down. You can sit back for a shelf stretch or take a downward facing dog. Come back up, down into that tabletop position. Shoulders, elbows, wrists aligned. Rolling through a few cat and cows. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, round, scoop out your belly, let your head go. Inhale, stretch the heart forward. Exhale, scoop the belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This exhale will take you into a child's pose or a downward facing dog, your choice. And then back into table. Spinal balance with extension and flexion. Sounds real scary. Right arm reaches forward as if you're shaking someone's hand. Your left leg goes directly behind you out of the hip. So this is squared off. I'm going to extend my spine here. So kick my leg up as high as I can, reach my arm up, look up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to exhale and I'm going to round into that cat shape, knee and elbow come into this ball position. Inhale to extend, stretch, reach. Exhale, scoop into the belly. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Come back through neutral. Place your hand down, place your knee down. Regroup, realign, and extend your left arm forward. Right leg goes directly out of your hip behind you. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, round and scoop your belly in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to scoop. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to neutral. Place the hand and the knee down. Child's pose or downward facing dog. Carefully back through your tabletop position. The right arm is going to go out to the right. You're going to rotate around. Place it down. Left arm to the left. Rotate from the thoracic spine and down. Right arm, inhale. And down. Left arm. One more time to each side. Rotate. And release. Rotate. And release. So going back into the spinal balance, right arm forward, left leg back. You're going to take your right arm to the right. Bend that left knee. Reach for the big toe side of your left foot. And then rotate your torso open. Release the grip. Float arm and leg forward. Release the hand, knee down. Left arm forward, right leg back. Left arm to the left. Bend that right knee. Reach for the big toe side of the foot. And rotate the torso to look towards it. Release the foot. Float the arm and leg. And back down. I'll face you for this one. Right arm, left leg. Right arm to the right. Bend the left knee. Reach for big toe side of the foot. Kind of do a little extension here. And then maybe look over that right shoulder for the rotation. Release the foot. Bring yourself back to neutral. Hand and knee down. Left arm, right leg. Float the arm. Bend the knee, reach for the big toe. Kick into that extension. Maybe stay here. Rotate if it feels good. Carefully release the foot, float arm and leg, bring everything down, take a child's pose or downward facing dog. One weight from your child's pose or shell stretch. You're going to roll through the spine and come into a kneeling position. The weight is in your right hand. The weight is in your left hand. We'll lead with our right foot. So I'm just holding this in my hand, like a little cactus arm. I'm going to come up to kneeling. Right foot is going to come forward. And I'm going to just step up like so. I'm going to go back down with the left knee first. So back into this position, right leg is forward, squared off, and then bring the right knee down. Change hands, so my weight's in the right hand now. I'm gonna step forward with my left foot, and then just come to standing. I'm gonna go back with the right knee first, nice and easy, and then both knees go down. Change, left hand. Right foot steps up and up. Bend the left knee. You're back to kneeling. Switch, left foot, belly, step up, right, down, left down. Bring the weight into both hands. So the weight on the opposing side should help just a touch with turning on the stabilizers to assist in the balance and the lift up. If it feels awkward or like too much, don't use it at all. But I'm holding the weight in both hands now. My elbows are soft or bent. My ribs are locked down onto my hips. I'm gonna lead with my right foot. Gonna step up. That was a little harder, right? Go back with the left, nice and controlled. And then back to kneeling. Go to the left side, left foot, belly, up. Right knee leads, so right leg goes down first, and then left leg. So if you don't like the weights, off to the side and just play around with coming up to standing from this kneeling position. You want to add a little athleticism to it. Right foot steps up, you pop up and you reach your arms. Left knee goes down, pull the weight down, right knee down. Left foot steps, exhale up, right knee, and left knee. And then just take a little breather. So down dog, forward fold, whatever feels good. And then make your way into a standing, just ragdoll style hang, forward fold like. So far all of our mobility and stability have been kind of down on the ground, kneeling. So we're gonna kind of progress and bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, all the way to standing. So you're in the standing forward fold. Your head is heavy, your belly's nice and tight. Keep your left hand on the floor. You can soften your knees to make this happen and swing your right arm out, but keep the hips steady and square. So my knees stay on the same plane here. When I rotate out, I'm not shifting around, staying nice and square. And then I bring the right hand down, keeping everything square and steady. Open the left arm and down. Right arm, and down. Left arm, and down. One more to each side. Inhale, right arm, rotate, keeping the hips square and steady, knees on the same plane. Left arm, exhale. And down. Forward fold, hang. From here, you're going to keep your fingertips rooted down to the floor. You're going to take your right hand beyond the left, take your left leg back, and find a shortened version of a lunge. So we're not fully down into a runner's lunge. My right knee is forward, my left leg is back. Now just gently extend that right knee for a standing triangle. Bend back into the right knee, draw the left leg forward, regroup. Step your left hand forward, right leg back into a shortened lunge, and then extend the knee. Bend into both knees, step back forward. So right hand extends forward, left leg goes back, Lengthen out through the legs. Bend into both knees, side by side. Left arm forward, right leg back. Push into the triangle, long leg stretch. Soften both knees and step 2 feet side by side. Ragdoll like hang. From here, you're still in alignment. Your left hand goes to outside the left pinky toe. Left. You're gonna step your right leg out to the right, drop the foot down, and just come into this, it's not deep, just this inner leg release. And then bring yourself back to alignment. Right hand to the right, left leg goes out to the left. You push into the full foot, and you just stretch into that little bit of an inner leg stretch. And then carefully back to center, aligned. Left arm, right leg. And sit back into the stretch, maybe a little deeper this time. And then back through center. Right arm, left leg, out. Sit back into it. And then carefully back to center. Take a breath here. You're going to take your right leg all the way back into a lunge. So the left knee is bent, the right leg is fully extended, and you're in this runner's lunge. You're going to pull into the belly and come up into a crescent lunge. So you're stacked, right leg is fully extended, ribs are over hips. You're going to hinge back forward, take your fingertips down, and bring the right leg forward to meet the left. You can soften through the knees here, step your left leg way back. You're in a lunge. Use your belly, bring yourselves up. Reach forward, soften, step forward. So we haven't gone all the way down into like a deep runner's lunge yet. We're still pretty elevated out of our joints. Right leg steps back. So I'm not down here. I'm up, I'm lifted, and then I use my belly strength to come up. This time coming up into extension. So when you come up, make a back bend. Now you're gonna exhale, round forward. Soften, right foot forward. Left leg back. Use your belly, inhale up into extension, so cow-shaped spine. Tuck your tail round forward, scoop your belly, bend the knee, side by side. We'll go one more to each side. So right leg steps back into the lunge. Lengthen up, find your extension. Now find your cat-shaped spine to come back down. And step legs side by side. Left leg goes back. Inhale up. Extend your spine. Round scoop. And stand forward fold. Shake all those out. From here, soften out. You're going to take that right leg and just step it all the way as far to the right as you can get it and push down into the ball of the foot, the whole foot, and sit back into this little hip release, inner thigh stretch. Shift your weight through center into a wide leg stance. Bend both knees. Push up into the long legs. Bend down into the right knee, left leg is out long. Push through center, bend both knees, drop down into this yoga squat. Extend the knees. Shift bend into the left knee, right leg is out long. Again through center, drop the hips. Extend the knees. Now just bend into that right knee, left leg goes out long. shift through center, take one more deep, squat down. And then slowly roll up through the spine, tail to head. Head comes up last. Shoulders roll into your back pockets, squirm around a little bit, whatever feels good there. There. Squishy ball. If you don't have a squishy ball and you have a yoga block, you can use them in the same way, except for your block doesn't have any give. You're not going to be able to roll the block, but you can still play around with extending and bending the knee some. So, whatever you have. So I'm going to take the ball, place it under my right arch. Square off through the hips here. Shoulders are nice and relaxed and open. You shouldn't feel so tight through your leg that it hurts to stand up straight, because we've created some space there, some mobility. We've got the juices flowing. We did the core work to create some stability for the belly. So when the core is firing, the rest of the body kind of has something to stabilize around. So my right foot is on the ball, arch is on. My hips are squared off, and you can adjust your stance to keep your hip square. Because the leg is elevated, you don't want the hip to go with it. So drop the hip down and back. And just start with just a little bit of a push into the ball. So if you're on the block, you can still create the push, you just don't have that bounce, that recoil from the ball to bring your leg back up. But you're firing into your hamstring glute line. You're just pushing down, feeling the belly active, feel the belly active, feel the belly. Now, keeping tension on the ball, bend into both knees evenly. So my right knee's already bent, it's not going to do much more. The left knee comes down. You come up through that left leg, keeping the right leg nice and steady. So it's bend and lengthen, bend and lengthen, down and up, bend and up. Hold the bent knee, keep everything square and steady, and pulse both hips down nice and even. Press. Press. 4, 3, 2, one more time. Both knees stay bent. You're just gonna little bit of pressure into the ball with your right foot. So it's down, little lift, press, little lift, left side stay steady. You're tracking, you're aligned. 4, 3, 2, one more time. Come up tall through that left side body, keeping the left side still and steady. You're gonna roll your right foot forward of your body, and then draw the ball right back, hip in line. So roll forward, align, forward, align. If you aren't using the ball, you're standing, you take your leg forward, align, forward, align. 4, 3, 2, one more time. Come back to alignment and change sides. So ball left foot, find your square, your alignment. Everything's nice and stacked. Hips are square, ribs over hips. And you press down into the ball, or into the floor, or into your block, whatever you have. And it's a small movement, so you can barely see anything happening here. You're just activating the hamstring glute line for the back of the leg. 4, 3, 2, one more time. Hold pressure into the ball. You're going to bend into the knees, kind of hinge forward here. Everything stays square and stacked. Lengthen up and out of it. So it's a squat and a stand, squat and stand, down and up, down. 3, 2, one more time. You're going to stay down and just little hip pulse down, hip pulse down, hip, hip. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now press down into the ball, press down, hamstring glute line, press. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Come up, square off, roll the ball forward and back up underneath you. Forward and back, forward. So you're extending the knee forward of your body, you're pulling back to the arch. Mindful that when you extend your knee, you're not just letting your leg go, you're actively quad glute here, and then you reel it back in. So if you're just using the joint, you lose the stability. So really think muscles, pull it in, muscles, reel it in. 2 more, out, and in. 1 more time, out, and in. And then just stand up, shaking the legs off. So forward, now to the side. So it's a little bit of a lateral rotation from the hip, kind of like the first position duck stance. And then you find the hips, you square off again. And when you push this time, you're still feeling hamstring glute line. It's a little bit more lateral for that glute and a little bit more inner thigh line that you want to feel. So press down, but stay tight through the tummy, long through the spine. Press, exhale, press. Another thing you could probably use if you didn't have a ball, especially for this press part, is a Bosu, that little dome thing. Put the foot right on the top of the ball and just find that press, and you can still do the squats that we're going into right now. So instead of hinging forward like we did before, you're just going to bend the knees and lengthen up. Bend through the knees, this stays aligned, and you push, lengthen up. Bend, extend the knee. So really the left knee is the only one that's bending and extending. The right leg stays fairly stable here. Up, 3, 2, 1 more time. Hold the flex knee. Using that hamstring glute line, press into the ball with the right foot. So if you're using your block, you're still just pressing down, creating that flexion in the hip and in the inner thigh line. 4, 3, exhale 2, hold on 1, and just pulse the hips down. 2, so think east and west with the thighs. Holds. 4, 3, 2, 1 more time. Bring yourselves up. Extend the right knee, so we're going in that lateral line out to the side, diagonally forward of your body. Draw it back under you. Extend out and in. Sliders could also be an option here. Should have thought about this a lot before I started throwing it at you, so you could be more prepared. Clearly I was. 3, 2, 1 more time. Out, in, change feet. So left foot, heels in, toes out. Find your alignment, get long through the spine, tight through the tummy. Square it off through the waistline, and then just little press into the ball. So this is a great tool for you to remember for bar classes. So when you're taking one leg out to the side, you don't want to shift the hip. So you want to get really strong and lengthen out through your supporting side. I'm stacked, even though I'm laterally rotated, I'm still tracking and I'm stacked, my belly's engaged. I haven't given anything up because I picked up this leg. Hold the connection, take your knee bend, lengthen. Little plie here, push, lengthen. So my right leg, my standing leg, as I lift, I take that thigh wrap, that glute connector. Lift up, 4, squeeze up, 3, 2, 1 more time. You're gonna plie down and stay into the ball with a little press, press. Be mindful of what's going on this right side. You don't want your hip dumping out, it's gonna hurt your knee. So use your belly, even back out of it a little bit if your ankles or your knees aren't allowing for a deeper plie. 3, 2, One more time, hold that connection and just little pulse, east and west, press, pulse, press, 4, press 3, exhale 2, one more, lengthen up, take the leg laterally away from you, and back in. This is where it's real easy because you've created a longer lever away from you to let this happen. So pull up, out, stay lifted, roll it in, out, and in. Strong through your standing side. This leg, your left leg, is basically a distraction. You're just creating the stability for your standing side while your gesture leg is mobilizing. Out and in. But again, you still want to think muscularly with this out and in leg. 2 and 1. And then back through center, shake that off. If you need a chair or something to assist your balance, go ahead and have that handy. And then you're going to set this up with the ball or block behind you. So it's going to go on the ball of my right foot. So I'm still aligned here. So even though the ball's behind me, if I were to bring this foot forward, I'm in alignment. So I just take the ball into alignment directly behind me. And because we're going to be bending and extending the knee, you may have to skip your left foot forward just a little bit. So very similar to that low split squat thing that we did earlier with the stretches. So the ball's back behind me. And because your leg is going behind you, you don't want to crunch into your low back. So you have to slightly hinge forward out of the torso so your low lumbar spine stays neutral. And you start with a soft standing left knee. You push into the ball or the block or the boso with your right foot. So it's push down, push down, push down. I can't look because I'll fall. Push, push. Squeezing that hamstring glute line, finding your hiney muscles. Push. One more time. Hold that pressure. Keep your hips square and steady. Bend deeper into your left knee and lengthen up and out of it, keeping that torso hinge. So it's a bend, little lift, bend, little lift, bend, and lift. 3, 2, hold the bend on 1, press down into the ball, press down into the ball, press down, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that tension, and then little pulse from both legs evenly, little press down, lift, press down, lift, press down, press down, press, 2, one more time, come up, roll that right foot in, and then reach it out behind you. In, and back. In, if you need assistance balancing, no shame in that game, just keep the integrity of your alignment. 4, belly, 3, 2, one more time, back, and in, step it off, shake that off. That was hard, but the other one should have given you, your muscles, a little bit of a hint that something bigger was coming, and you should have not been such a hot mess when the leg goes behind you, because your core was engaged, your legs were already active, and then the alignment was there. So regardless of where you take your arms or your legs, this stuff up here doesn't change. Does that make sense? Your shoulders stay east and west, your core stays engaged, ribs stay over hips. You're still tracking in a line. Even though I'm here, I just slide my foot up and I'm in alignment. So I'm not trying to stand on a tight wire. Railroad tracks. So set up, find your stance, and then take the ball to the left foot, square off, Balance however you need. And then again, low back, you don't want to compromise it, so there's a slight hinge in my torso. Soft standing knee, and I'm just pushing into the ball, the block, active through this back leg. Push, release, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna hold that connection and bend down into the knees, staying nice and steady, and up. Bend, and up. So it's small movement, it's just tons of control. Down, down, 3, 2, hold the flex knee, push into the ball, push into the ball, push, push, belly stays tight, 4, 3, 2, little pulses, down, 2, 3, belly stays tight, 3, 2, 1, lengthen up, roll the ball in, and then extend it away. Remember the hinge from the torso. Ribs stay connected to the hips, so imagine you have the foam roller strapped to your back. Push into the foam roller to knit those ribs as the leg goes back. Exhale, push, and in. 4 more. 4, press 3, exhale 2, 1 more time, and step off. That's a lot for foot, ankle stability, leg stability, all things that are extremely important to everyday living. You want to be able to have a firm, strong lower extremities so you can stand up. You want to be able to have control over your belly and know where you are in space to maintain your balance. Like I said, while you're mobilizing the rest of your body. So we're just gonna kind of release some of that. You can hold your block or your ball in your hands. A little bit of pressure so that you feel that lat wrap. You're gonna just kind of toe ball heel, knee to table, and then you toe ball heel the foot down to the floor. So it's lift, lift, toe ball heel, lift, roll through the foot, lift, roll through the foot, up, up, up. As the knee comes up, the arms come up, toe ball heel, knee, arms, toe ball heel, knee, arms, toe ball heel, up, toe ball heel. Now hold that right knee up, stay. Feel like you're all balancing like statues at home. I know you are. Toe ball heel down, left knee up. And down. This time the knees are gonna go just lateral. So out, out, out. Knee comes up, arms, knee, arms, knee, arms, knee, arms. Still being mindful that you're long down that waistline. So the knee comes up, you don't wanna shift. That's heavier, that's harder to balance. So stay in that alignment. Up, up. Hold the right, challenge your balance. Still long through that supported leg, lifted on the kneecap. Release down, left knee up. Stay long down the right side body. Shoulders down, belly stays tight. And back down. Profile this for you. You're gonna step back, back, back. So the tendency sometimes when we go back is to take our leg across our body like so. I mean, maybe at some point, not for this. So you want to go straight back, in, straight back, in, straight behind you, align, straight behind you, align. So when that weight transfers, I can feel it on my right hip. This side, I feel pretty steady. When that left leg steps back, I want to, it kind of, you see it, it looks not stable. So your job is to maintain hip and knee, knee and big and second toe, ribs over hips, keeping the belly nice and tight. So instead of going as fast, you slow down, find your alignment, come back, regroup, find your alignment, come back, regroup, find your alignment, regroup, right leg goes back, arms reach, Pull in, regroup, left leg back, regroup, push, and in, push, and in, push, push, push right, hold it, float the toes, challenge your balance, breathe, stay, pull up and in, and draw it in, left leg, hold it, hover the toe, challenge your balance, draw it in, reach the arms up high, ball, whatever you have in your hands, if nothing, no big deal. Standing wide with all 10 toes facing forward, arms are reaching. I'm going to bend right, up tall, exhale, bend left, up tall, exhale to the right, exhale to the left, one more to each side, side, and tall, side, and tall. I'm going to profile for you. So arms go forward, hips go back. I see curve. Roll up, little back bend. Straight knees here. So round forward, bend the knees, C curve. Stretch into that back. Roll up and take a little back bend. Exhale to C curve. Roll to back bend. Roll to C curve. Round into that C curve. Roll to lift. One more time. Exhale, C curve. Lift, lengthen. Stack the spine. Place your, we'll actually keep it with you. Staying wide in your stance, but instead of parallel footing, go ahead and turn out for me. You're gonna bend down through the knees, keeping your pelvis neutral. I need a camera. Your pelvis stays neutral here. And then you lengthen up and you round into your thoracic spine. So bend the knees, neutral. Exhale, stand, scoop up through the rib cage. Bend, neutral. Exhale, bend, neutral. Exhale. Two more. Bend, neutral. One more time. From this neutral position, continue to hinge forward. Rotate the feet, roll the ball away from you. And then you're going to just carefully roll the ball up under you, roll up through the spine, stacking up tail to head.